Why am I nervous? We live? We live? Yo, what's going on, y'all? I'm not sure who's all watching. I'm obviously in my studio. I don't have access to the chat, but I'm hoping that y'all having a good day. Happy holidays to everybody. My name is Justin Porter. I'm getting ready to present on behalf of SmallRig. We got some exciting stuff we want to talk about. I'm trying not to keep you long because if y'all know me, you know I'm a gearhead. I'm a big nerd, so I'm trying not to go crazy with the nerd lingo. But we're here to have fun. So we're going to talk about some stuff. If y'all got questions, drop them in the chat the whole video. I got Manny right here from SmallRig who's going to throw some questions at me. Let me know. And then hopefully we can try to keep this engaging with you. Maybe you learn a little bit. I'm not saying to hide your credit cards, but I'm saying to, I don't know. We're just going to get into it. Let's just get started. All right, real quick. Little backstory on me. If y'all don't know me, my name is Justin Porter. I'm a wedding filmmaker. I'm based out of San Antonio, Texas. I love all things filmmaking. Like, I don't care what it is, editing, color grading, filming, DP work, lighting, grip stands, tripods, miking, whatever. I love all of it. Hence why I'm here today. But we're going to talk about SmallRig, which honestly, if you're a filmmaker, you don't know about SmallRig, do you really film? Like, let's be real. We're going to talk about the newest, hottest tripod on the market, okay? This is the TRIBEX. This is the Potato Jet SmallRig collaboration, which is crazy because I've been watching Potato Jet since I was like, you know, I'm just joking. I've been watching Potato Jet for a long time, and to now be able to present on a product that he collabed and co-designed is crazy. So we're going to talk about it. This is actually going to be more of my kind of first impressions and what I actually think about the tripod from having it here in the studio for going on about 2 weeks now. I am going to do my own longer form review later down the line. So if you want to see that, obviously, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button. Check it out here on YouTube. But let's get started. So first off, let me bring this bad boy a little closer real quick. So what makes this tripod different? And honestly, I want to be real with you because tripods is very similar to like storage, mics, stuff like that. Like these are what we call boring purchases, right? You would much rather spend $1,000 on the next best lens. But when it comes to a tripod, spending something that's $500, $600, $700, $800, you start to question life decisions a little bit. But I'm gonna tell you why this tripod is worth the money and why it actually is a huge advancement in the technology of tripods. For the longest, we're used to having tripods that are multi-levels where you gotta hit a switch here, hit a latch down here on all three sides, which is 6 basic little steps, 6 adjustments to make just to lift or lower the tripod. Some tripods have a bowl adjustment here where you have to then, not only do you get the legs level, but you have to level the bowl because your bowl head can be off, and then you're fixed with a certain height. I think SmallRig and Potato Jet knocked it out the park with this design for one simple reason. I know y'all been seeing videos on it, but I gotta do it. The fact that this is literally one latch. Other tripod systems claim to be one latch, and it's 3 latch. It should be a 3 latch system. This is a one, we can't even, do we call this a latch or we call this a clutch? It's like, it's a clutch. This is literally a clutch. This is a hydraulic based tripod, but one button, one clutch, one squeeze, and the whole tripod now can be adjusted just like that. No other tripod on the market has the ability to do that simple. And the biggest perk to this, now I know y'all probably already thinking like, well, it's just a tripod. Like, I don't really care. I don't really mind it. Here's the kicker. When you got a camera package on your tripod and you're trying to balance, let's say I'm trying to frame for an interview, right? I got my shots here. The hardest thing as a DP or as a cam op is trying to hold the camera while at the same time hit these latches to try to adjust and balance your tripod head. They've made it super simple. One, because you've got a nice little bubble dial. I'm gonna try to see if I can get fancy with y'all real quick. Y'all see that little bubble dial right there? Right here. You got a nice little bubble dial right here on the tripod. So as I'm going down, I literally can level the tripod at the exact same time. Other tripod systems, you don't have that flexibility, again, because your head, the actual bowl head, has to be level. So if the bowl is not level, nothing matters, right? This one, I can go up and down. I can literally keep my eyes on that bowl, on that bubble level. Once it's level, boom, I'm locked into place. This is a level tripod. And I've got confirmation here and at the top that I'm level. Crazy, mind-blowing. Another thing that I like, I'm actually gonna take my camera off so I don't have a mistake here on y'all on the YouTube live. I'm gonna pop this bad boy off. But another thing that I like is actually before we do that, another thing that I like is the actual mounts themselves. So a lot of us we're running gimbals, we're running honestly, let's just say it, DJI, like they're the goats with the gimbals. It is what it is. And SmallRig, they've actually integrated this design because the base plate on your DJI gimbal is not like a traditional Manfrotto base plate, because it has this very simple, like kind of stepless, where it kind of helps you fine tune the balance of the camera when it's on the gimbal. Because of that, this won't usually work on regular tripod heads. You actually have, this gets in the way. Let me show y'all. This right here typically gets in the way with most tripod heads. So this little like kind of micro adjustment, what SmallRig did is they've given you the ability to integrate your Manfrotto base plate. I don't know if you guys can see that there. So right here you have standard, and then if I flip this, you have the DJI RS gimbal base plate. And the benefit to that is, if you notice this little thing here pops down when I go back to standard, is that changes, giving you the ability to keep the same quick release plate. This is huge because if you want to go gimbal, I can literally have my camera mounted on the gimbal and then decide, you know what? I need to hurry up and lock it off for the ceremony. I need to throw this on my tripod. Boom. Instead of taking this off and having to put a whole new quick release plate on the camera, I literally just make sure that I'm into the RS mode. And then boom, my tripod will slide straight in and I can lock it in and I'm good to go. Just like that. All right, another thing that I like about this tripod, I feel like I'm moving quick. Am I moving quick? We good? Y'all can probably tell, if y'all been following me for a while, that I'm always nervous. So I have to call it is what it is. I'm nervous right now, okay? Like, this never gets easy for me. I'm freaking out. I'm shaking right now. But as long as I let y'all know, then we're going to be good. We're going to have a good time. It is what it is. All right, so another thing that I like about this, I can't really demonstrate this, but just because the angle, but you can get super, super low to the ground. Now, I know a lot of people don't really care about that, but I promise you, it's so nice when you have to have maybe just the ability to kind of pop these legs. And sometimes you just gotta do it. You gotta do some unorthodox things like this here. You can't even see it, boom, like this here. But the fact that you can get, I think they say 10 inches. So you can get up to 10 inches from the ground with this tripod, which is super dope. Ooh, pop that back in. And then another thing that's really cool about this is I'm kind of giving it away because I'm actually going to be doing a big tripod kind of comparison. But one thing that I really like about this is that it's as tall as some of my other tripods that I have in the studio, but is probably, I would say, twice as light. It's probably twice as light and the same height, because you have this middle riser here that allows you to go an extra, what's that, maybe a foot, and lock this bad boy into place. Now, what's dope about this is that when it's time to travel, y'all know, I don't know if you've been following me for a while, but I fly out almost every weekend to a wedding. So weight is a necessity for me. Like, I have to make sure that my tripod can not only carry the weight of my camera, but I can travel with it. So this thing packs up, it's super, super lightweight. This also comes out if you wanted it to, but the entire thing, let me lock that in, that would actually help. But the entire thing folds up to literally this here and is lighter than any tripod that I have right now. Like, this is my waist right here. Boom. Like, it's a small tripod, it's lightweight, but it's strong. Now, this is my favorite part. I'm always nervous to do this, but I'm gonna do it on YouTube Live. I always think I'm on Instagram, but YouTube Live. This is the first thing that I thought of when I saw this tripod. It reminds me of kind of those, like the cheap Best Buy tripods, right? The reason I'm saying that is because when you see these like middle risers and stuff like that, I typically steer away from that because I got my heavy red, I got a big cinema camera, and I want something. I don't want to worry about this thing not supporting the weight of my camera. Yo, I'm a hefty 270 pounds, y'all. Like, I'm a hefty 270. And this is Manny's tripod. He's probably looking at me like, bro, don't do it. But like, I don't do the whole hanging from the tripod stuff. I'm scared to do that. But what I will do is I'll just put a little bit of effort on it, like this here. Like, bro, like, I'm a heavy 270. The fact that this can, I'm telling you, I could grab any tripod in my kit right now, and I've got some goats here. None of them, I can do that without getting a little bit of slip. This tripod can support I'm going to say, I don't know if SmallRig says it, because I put 270 pounds hanging from this thing, it can support any camera package. Like if you can mount it on here, you're good to go. The only downside that I will say is the counterbalance, because it doesn't have as much. So if you got like a 25, 30 pound camera package, your counterbalance isn't going to be the best with this fluid head, but weight support, things like that, not worrying about the leg sliding, you're good to go. Like that's pretty much all I got to say about a tripod system like this. And while we're at it, let me actually show you that thing I meant to put the little arm on. If I would have failed, I'm just saying, if I would have failed on YouTube Live, we would have had to just stop the stream. Like right now, we would have had to stop the stream. Okay, so one of the things that's really dope about this is that you do get some counterbalance adjustments. So I want to show you this here. So you get 3-step or 3-level counterbalance adjustment on this side. And then you also have kind of like a drag. Let me see if I can show you this way. So you kind of get like a pan drag resistance. So you can tighten it to get some really smooth actions, or you can loosen it. And then I'm gonna go all the way to the end. And then this thing will just kind of like spin. So depending on like what you're shooting, what the situation looks for or calls for, you have the ability to tighten this as much as you want. And then you also have the same exact thing for the tilt. So I can unlock this here, and then I have some drag. You can see like the plus and minus here. So I can tighten that, and now I've got, it's a little bit harder to kind of, it's a little bit smoother. And if I loosen it, I don't want to let it go, but you get the point. It's really smooth, really fluid at that point. So you do get some adjustments there that you can make. But if you've got like a super crazy heavy tripod, this isn't going to be ideal for those types of pans and stuff like that. But travel, this has got to be the best travel compatible tripod because of the weight support, because of the fluid head, and because of the height. Like you're not, most tripods that are lightweight like this, you sacrifice from height. And then when you start using like these middle risers, things get really wonky, like really cheap, really quick. And that doesn't happen. Like even with this camera package on it, that doesn't happen. I don't have it balanced. Let's balance it real quick. Look at how easy it is going to be to balance. Boom. Just like that. And we're balanced. So just like that, I like quickly made that adjustment. All I got to do is look here. I don't got to reach down. I don't got to stretch, none of that. But most tripods, when you lift this, you typically start seeing a lot of like flaws. Like most of the time, whenever I've had a tripod that had a middle riser, I never rose it because this part was always the weakest. But with this, you've got, and I can't really show you this on the live stream, but this is kind of like a locking rosette type of mechanism. So it loosens, right? And then watch what happens as I tighten it. You'll hear the noise. So it literally, like you can feel kind of like the teeth, like the gears locking into place as you tighten it up. So you don't have to worry about this middle riser actually falling. Now, I'm not going to do a hanging test from this. Just take my word for it. I got my Nikon Z8 little V-mount monitor all rigged up, sitting up here. It's sitting nice. We're good to go. So take my word for it. It's solid. Like most of the time, these middle risers are typically not worth a quarter, and SmallRig and Potato Jet knocked it out the park. I feel like that had to have been something that Potato Jet was going to be specific about because he's reviewed tripods before, and I know that that's a flaw. And so they crushed it right here. Any questions? Any questions about just the right now about the TRIBEX tripod system?
What about the compatibility area with Swiss plates? And just to address that, if anybody wants to put an Arca Swiss base plate onto the tripod, they're gonna eventually have to do an adapter system. We do not have an Arca Swiss native receiving end. But I mean, if that's so there's workarounds around this. You could either get yourself something like an Arca Swiss mount and then put it onto the tripod plate, and or one of the things that Gene himself wanted to do with this tripod was to also make the head interchangeable. So if you wanted to change out the head or whatnot, what you do is like if you open up the center column, if you just rise it a little bit, you'll be able to see that there's some screws at the bottom of it. And so those screws, yeah, they're removable. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe it has, I want to say a 3/8 threading.
So you can remove this.
Yeah, so you can remove the head
and attach any head that you want to it. Ah, that's game changing. So you're not locked into just the small. That's actually pretty clutch. I didn't know that. again, this is like my first impressions. I haven't had this tripod too long, but what he just said, in case y'all didn't hear, is that you can actually take the SmallRig head off and then attach, maybe say you're using like a Manfrotto 504 HD head that you love and stand by. You can attach that to it, to this riser, and then you can run and gun with that. Or if you had like an Arca Swiss design that you want to use and adapt, you would have to use some sort of an adapter, which I feel like is honestly pretty common most of the time. Most of the tripods that I'm seeing are going to be that Manfrotto design. And so, especially in this price range, like we're not talking crazy O'Connors and stuff like that, but in this price range, like that's pretty much what you're going to see. And so from there, you would just adapt, obviously Manfrotto quick release plate with another, plate of your choice. So easy fix there. That requires some more rigging. He did let me know that SmallRig does not have the Swiss plate though.
For this head?
For this head. So cool. Any other questions on the TRIBEX?
Somebody said, let's go JP.
Let's go!
And then Zhao, he said, that's cool that you can have another head on there, which is really cool. It is super cool. And so I don't know if you were able to touch on this or not, but we also, so the little hook at the bottom, which is actually the tool.
Oh yeah, I didn't talk about that.
Yeah.
This is to remove it, correct?
Yes, and then so if you wanted to go to like the 10-inch low profile mode, what you do is like right there on the stem, right where you got your fingers at, there is you would take out the center column and
I see it.
That's in there.
Yep.
Remove the carbon fiber shaft, and then you just put the head back in there and lock it back in.
That's dope.
So that's gonna be the way that you would go to like the 10-inch configuration.
Right here, I see it.
Yeah.
Boom.
And then of course, yeah. So like if in time you start to lose, tension or any kind of maybe any micro adjustments you need to do to the leg, that is a standard 4mm hex Allen key. So you can adjust the tension on the leg. But the other cool thing is the 4mm hex is also slowly becoming our standardized tool for all your rigging accessories that take Allen keys. Yeah.
I mean, this just made traveling even easier. Like the fact that the tool is built, I don't know if y'all saw that, but the tool to actually pull this out is built into the bottom. So this literally just pops into the bottom like this. And it's also your counterbalance. So you can add like a sandbag or something like that to kind of weigh it down. But this now is all one piece. So when I'm ready to go, like, oh, I need a tool, it's right here. I can lock this back in, throw this in my camera bag or throw this in my travel suitcase. This packs up even smaller now, which is wild. And then when it's time to show back up on set, we're at the wedding, cool, pop this bad boy back on just like that. Throw my attachment in like this, my tool, tighten it down. Pop this back in at the bottom. And we're ready to roll, just like that. That's pretty dope. That's pretty dope. I'm telling you, like for a tripod that initially when I saw it, my initial impressions was like, oh, that's probably not gonna hold up. But I did see when Potato Jet hung from it, and that was sick. But then actually having it is super solid. And I'm not a fan of middle risers. Like I'm just gonna be honest. Like I hate middle risers. But if I had to have one, this is the best one that I've seen so far. Period. None of those like the Manfrotto ones. Like once you rise it, you can feel like. It's almost unsettling. Like to leave my camera on that, I'm like, ooh, I don't know about that. But this is solid. This is super solid. So I will, in my full review, I'm gonna do a weight test because like I said, we're gonna be comparing a lot of other tripods alongside the TRIBEX. Some of the ones that are pretty popular right now. And so I'm gonna do a weight test on both with this lowered and with it raised because that's gonna be things I know you guys are gonna wanna know. So stay tuned for that one. Now, there's just a couple more things I do want to talk about before we wrap up with this stream. A lot of the stuff that I talk about now on social media, you hear me say this word efficiency a lot, like a lot. And I didn't even know. So I literally just unboxed this stuff yesterday. SmallRig sent me some things, not for the live stream. They literally just sent me kind of like a care package. And I got it's called the HawkLock, right? The HawkLock. All right, here, check this out. You guys know I love efficiency. I got to show you up close so you can see this. So most NATO rails, this is a traditional NATO rail, but it's a quick release and it locks itself. Now the kicker, we can pop this off. You can see it's just a regular NATO rail, but you got these little notches. And then on the inside, you have where these these little pins protrude out and they lock into the actual NATO rail. Now, what's dope about that, I don't know about you, but I always over tighten. Just because I'm so paranoid. I'm cranking it down, trying to make sure that nothing falls off. This prevents that. A lot of the things that I have, like my top handles and stuff like that, I strip the screws because I'm cranking it down. The next thing I know, it no longer tightens. You don't have to worry about that. And it's fast. This is the key, efficiency. Oh, I want to take this handle off. Boom, I'm done. Want to put the handle back on? Boom, I'm done. Oh, I want to take my monitor off? Boom, I'm done. Just like that. These little HawkLock, like this is a game changer because you can be fast with it and you're not going to over tighten. I do want to show you this too, because it is a NATO rail, but what I have on the handle is kind of this like really tiny one. So you can actually see, try to get my face out so it'll focus. So you can actually see this little guy here, and that's what the monitor attaches to. And so they have a lot of different attachments. They got the monitor mount. This will tilt and swivel. But then when I want to mount this back onto the camera, like I said, I literally just slide it in, press the button. It's going to lock itself into place. Let me see if I get closer, you can hear it. Boom. And it's locked into place, not going anywhere. Literally rock solid. I love efficiency. One of my favorite things about this is the fact that I can just add accessories, whether I got lights, especially at the wedding, I need to take my monitor off and slide on my light. I don't got to sit here and screw this thing on. This is one of the reasons I love the other friction arms that I was talking about, is because it's efficient. This changes it even more by just having like these quick, I don't know how many of these I have, but now I'm going to get the HawkLocks just so that I can quickly take accessories on and off my camera like this. Another thing I want to talk about that I think is a sleeper, because the price is unbelievable, and that's the RC60C. So I actually have one. Boom, here it is. This right here, 60-watt light, RGB, okay? Battery operated. Listen to me, y'all. This is a battery operated RGB 60-watt light. Look at how small it is. I know this doesn't seem as impressive as what I'm trying to make it out to be, but I fly a lot to weddings, right? So I'm taking, right now, my kit, I have to have 4 additional 99-watt-hour V-mounts just to run my lights, just to run it, right? That's not counting having, chargers and things like that to go with it, and plus the V-mounts for my cameras. These lights, not only are they bicolor, but they're RGB, built-in battery, lasts about 45 minutes at 100%. I'm gonna cut this on. What's dope about it is that it also tells you an estimate on how much runtime you have remaining. So right now, I am at 43%, and it says I have about 1 hour left on my, you see it right here, boom. So I have about 1 hour remaining on my battery, and I'm not even at 100%. I'm not even at 100% battery life. I'm at 50% basically, and I got an hour left. As you stop down, you'll actually see that your time will increase. It'll give you like an estimate. So now we're at about 2 hours. If I can stop moving, 2 hours, 2.5 hours, just like that. This is crazy, because when I'm at a wedding, RGB is, this is the hack. A lot of people ask me, oh, do people get mad when they see the spotlights? The hack is colored light, right? When you have white light in the reception hall, people are gonna freak out about that because it corrupts the mood. It corrupts the tone. You got candles lit, and then your videographer got these harsh spotlights that are bright white. Even if they're tungsten, it's too bright, right? RGB, right here. We make it a blue color. We let it wash the background. Maybe we got speeches. We got this shining on the background like this, right behind the subject. And then we've got 2 in the front that are our hair and our front key light and rim light. It's perfect. And battery operated, which means when I use my flat base light stands that a lot of y'all don't like, I now have less weight mounted to that stand because this is all it is. This is literally all it is right here. At 100%, you get about 45 minutes of runtime. You can also plug in a USB-C powered battery bank. They have different accessories where you can actually mount like V-mounts to it, stuff like that. What's also dope, this is a mini Bowens mount. This is one of the things that shocked me when I was at Profusion. I found out about this, but they actually have an adapter to put any full-size Bowens mount to this. So they don't lock you in to just like the SmallRig ecosystem of modifiers. You can use whatever modifiers you already own, and now you got a light that can support it. And then with this, with the actual modifier, it has your mount for your tripod. So the light won't actually carry the weight of a heavy modifier. You can still use a tiny light with whatever modifier, whether you got a Fresnel, softbox, a China globe, whatever, you can use any one with this. So it don't lock you in, which is a game changer. This is probably, besides the SmallRig Film Riot multi-tool, this is probably my favorite SmallRig product right now. Just because the price, guys, the price right now, even if it's not on sale, they're giving it away. You hear me? Let me get closer. They're giving it away. Okay, this is ridiculous how much this light for what you get is wild. Blows my mind. Nothing else competes with it. Right now, yeah, there's nothing else that competes with it. Like, hands down. For the price, RGB, like, it's the best. It's the best. Any questions? I hate when I feel like I'm overselling, but like when I get excited about stuff, it's hard not to. You know what I'm saying? It's hard not to.
So Brad McMillan had asked about the HawkLock system. He was asking, did it come in a cold shoe mount? And the answer is yes. The HawkLock ecosystem has 3
Pop that mic
mounts.
out so they can hear you.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
It's in the case.
Go ahead, mic up. Pretty sure they hear like a fainted version.
They hear, yeah, I don't know if my noise cancellation's on, but I'll demo it while you talk about it.
So,
what's up, everybody? This is Manny, the U.S. SmallRig rep. So, Brad, to answer your question, as far as like, do we have a cold shoe version of it? So right here on your hand, Justin, on the handle, like if you look at the top of it, it's got two different mount systems. It's got the NATO, and then it's also got the cold shoe. So we do have cold shoe adapted accessories as well. So for example, right now, what Justin is demonstrating is the NATO mount. And we're typically used to seeing NATO mounts in like an elongated rectangular fashion. And what we've done is to cut some space, because you know sometimes retail space on or real estate space on your equipment and gear is limited. We've gone ahead and also made it into like a square shaped fashion as well to give you more of your real estate for your mounting spaces. But as far as the NATO mount, I mean not the NATO mount, the cold shoe mount goes, yes, we do have certain accessories that will mount up into the cold shoe. That would be, monitor mounts. And then, of course, if there's any other mounts or accessories that you guys would be interested in seeing integrated into this, for example, we do have dual ball head mounts. We do have 7 and 11-inch magic arms as well with the big teeth. So, you apply less torque to receive a stronger bite. We do have the side handle that Justin is playing with right now, which is my personal favorite accessory.
Oh, this is dope because not only is it the side handle, like the traditional side handle, but on the inside, it's got this little button so I can adjust my angle anywhere I want. Like I can literally, wherever I want to be, whatever's comfortable. Sometimes I'm shooting high, so I want the handle like this. When I shoot low, I want the handle more kind of like this. I can cradle it, literally. And it's smooth, y'all. Like locks right away, no slips, but easy.
Oh yeah. And so one of my favorite things I like to show off on my rig is that I'll have like two NATO mounts. So here's the cool thing about buying the HawkLock. I'm going to sidetrack for a quick second. So if you're to decide to purchase the handle by itself or the monitor mount by itself, it actually comes with the mounting brackets for it. So as you guys can see on Justin's Z8, he's got that NATO mounting system. It comes with the handle. And then, of course, we also do make that handle integrated into certain flagship camera models. Like, for example, the Z6 Mark III has it on the left side. The Panasonic GH7s and the A7S what is it? The A7 IV R5 and A7S III, the FX3. Whenever certain flagship model brands, we do make the HawkLock ecosystem integrated into those cages. And so like right here, Justin's showing you guys the Z6 with that.
This is my camera, okay? Like Nikon did not send me this. I own this. This is mine.
Oh yeah. And so like if you wanted to rock a dual side handle onto that, it's already integrated into the cage. And so the other third mount that we have is at the bottom of the cage. A lot of individuals aren't aware of this, but we have the Arca Swiss integrated into our cage, but we've also made a quick release HawkLock Arca system as well. So that you could, if you don't have one of our tripods that takes, you know, RS and Manfrotto standard plates. You can add the quick release ARCA system that we make with the HawkLock system, and you could add it to both, you know, your tripod and or your DJI plate. We also make the DJI plate with a HawkLock system so that you can integrate in and out. And then what Justin's showing you guys right now is actually another one of our favorite accessories, which is this V-mount bracket here. I'm gonna let you talk about it, Justin, because you're telling me how you love it.
I love this. So I like kind of more of a minimal rig. I know y'all probably see me with my red rig and stuff like that, but regardless of what camera I have, I want it to be as small and efficient as possible. And so there's no point in me rigging this up to be the size of a Red V Raptor. I want it to be as small as I can get it, but have all the peripherals that I need for it. One of those things is power, because this has good battery life, but if I'm gonna run it as an A-cam rig, I need great battery life. And V-mounts is gonna get me that. What's dope is that I'm constantly going from an A-cam setup to, I also use this camera for the reception. So instead of having like traditional rails that you have to mount and, you know, it kind of threads into the cage, whereas you're basically stuck with that rig, this has the ARCA Swiss built in. And I don't know if y'all know this, but it also mounts to your RS2 or RS4 plate. So you can literally have the same cage. Like I can run this cage, slide this on my gimbal, use it on gimbal, slide it off, slide it back onto my handheld rig. I'm good to go. And then when it's time to go shoot like the reception, I literally slide it out of that, leave the batteries there, my HawkLock system here, slide my monitor off. I'm ready to roll, pop out my HDMI, pop this bad boy off. Just like that, 2 seconds, I'm ready. Like now I got a handheld rig for the reception. I can go shoot the party and I'm good to go. I don't have to worry about constantly threading or spending time in the corner with my multi-tool trying to get this attached. No, I'm good. Another thing that I love about the Z8 cage is this is a dope design to me, because sometimes this stuff does get in the way. And if you ever wanted to get rid of that, they got this like quick release and it just, you know what I mean? Like it just gets out of the way. Like you don't got to worry about it. You can literally hit that button and pop it down and it's out of the way. I like that because it makes getting, like sometimes I don't got time to be trying to finesse. It's dark. I ain't got time for that. I just want to get this out of the way, plug my stuff in, do what I got to do. I'll attach it for a longer type of shoot later. You have that ability with this. They just made it super versatile and efficient for filmmakers. That's like the biggest thing that I'm noticing. I guess we could be real, because I wasn't always a big SmallRig fan. I'll be honest. I don't know if they want me to say that, but I wasn't a big SmallRig fan.
I mean, it's the truth.
It's the truth. But a lot of their stuff now they've gotten it to be more efficient. They've figured out ways where it makes it easier as a creative for whatever situation. Like they don't just have a battery base plate. They got one that integrates with their cages. So if you want to slide your cage on it, you're good to go. I'm not going to bring up the brand, but it also integrates with other brands, which kind of makes sense, because you mix and match when you're rigging. You buy pieces to kind of build your own system, and this will integrate with other systems, which is game changing. So I just think that they're stepping it up with their efficiency and the products and the HawkLock. Like that's a game changer for NATO rails. I didn't even think NATO rails could get an advancement. I thought NATO rails were already good to go, but the fact that they just figured out a way to make it like even faster, game changer.
So one of my favorite things is, I'm pretty sure you're gonna watch the playback later on this. You disassembled your whole rig without looking at it, and it was all toolless.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. It's all toolless.
It's all toolless. I mean, if you have an older cage system, yes, you're gonna have to like mount that bracket on there, but like let's be realistic. What's the real the real estate that you're taking up out of your camera bag, adding a NATO rail to the side of your cage? Nothing compared to like the entire handle itself.
Right.
And then it all just comes on and comes off. And then you were also talking straight into the camera, which I've learned to do whenever I'm like at trade shows and stuff, is I'll look at somebody dead in the eyes and I'll be like, yeah, so I'm talking to you. And then less than like 30 seconds, I've disassembled an entire camera rig.
Yep.
Toolless.
It's efficient.
It's very efficient.
I film, my job is weddings, and I don't think there's anything that's more stressful than a wedding. I know they say time is money. I'm not going to go on the whole filmmaker versus YouTuber debacle. But honestly, like I can't tell my couple, hey, can y'all do it again? Because I couldn't get my rig ready for the ceremony. Like it's now or never type of thing. And with the reality TV style, it's definitely now or never. So I need things to be efficient. I just need them to work, and I need them to be efficient, because yes, this is the best setup for me right now, but I don't know what it's going to be like when I squeeze into this bridal suite. I don't know if I'm gonna have to take this stuff off. I don't know if I'm gonna need to maybe mount something else here. Maybe I need to transmit last minute because the bride wants to live stream it. So I need to pop this off and throw a transmitter on. I don't know what my options are, but having the ability to fast and, oh, I need to access my screen. Boom, I can pop this down. I can do what I gotta do. All right, cool, get that out of the way, lock it back in, and I'm done. That's a game changer. Like, that is what I need. I need efficiency. I don't care what the features are. I don't care about colors. I don't care about none of that. If it's efficient, you got my attention. That's the way I look at it. This is where it's at.
So Brad McMillan had also asked, the HawkLock shotgun shock mount that could pivot would be killer. You as a wedding videographer or wedding filmmaker, I should say, how often do you use on-camera shotgun mics? And would that be something you would utilize?
You know, I can try to test that real quick, because right now what I've been using were the iFootage arms, because they have that quick release.
Yeah.
But that's an entire arm. Do they have the mag locks integrated into a friction arm?
Yeah, so what you did with the top of the that right there,
yep,
we have that on Magic Arms.
That's a game changer.
And it comes in 3 options: the dual ball head, which is like those 2 little squeezy balls that you just rotate that one handle to lock in.
Yep.
And we also have it in a 7 and 11 inch Magic Arm that has like these big teeth on them, so that, because like on your older Magic Arms, they'd have like those fine teeth, and like what you're saying, because I'm a narrative filmmaker myself, and I've gone through so many of those arms, because you over tighten, then you
mess them up.
Yeah, and so the new arms that we have, they have that big teeth on them, so that you apply less tension and torque on the lock.
Yeah,
and
it
has a huge amount of torque onto it.
That would be a game changer for the mics, because then you could have the friction arm attached here. What's dope though that I like about the handle is that he said this already, but it's integrated here. So theoretically, I would just put on my shock mount, I would put this attachment here that I have on the monitor. So this is all separate, by the way. Like this little piece doesn't come with the cage. I would have this part, like is this the cold shoe?
That's a NATO monitor swivel.
Well, I would just have that, like just this piece.
And you can purchase it.
I would have that mounted to my shock mount, and then I could just slide my mic right here on the handle. And the reason that that's better than mounting it on this side is because I'm pulling focus over here. So I don't want to have movement by my mic. I don't want it to pick up that movement, but this is fixed. So as long as my hand stays still, I can basically have my mic mounted right here and get great audio. And it's off center too. So I can point my camera and then guide, have the mic kind of away from the lens a little bit, so it's not picking up that noise if I'm moving and stuff like that. So
sweet. And then he also said, never heard of the HawkLock system. This needs more airtime.
All right, Manny. I need you to drop me all the HawkLock stuff.
Bet.
And yeah, because I'm getting ready to make a video on my Z8 and Z. So I'm rigging up my Z8 and my Z6 III anyway, because I want to use them in a more like A cam, B cam scenario. And so I got tired of running them. For the longest, since May, I've been running them just camera. And so this is the first time that they've been in cages. And so now I got cages on them. And yeah, the Maglock is dope. I just literally found out about it. I heard about it, but didn't know what it was until yesterday. Yesterday when I was on Instagram Live, I figured that out, and I was like, that's dope. So.
Oh, yeah. And then
I also didn't know that it was integrated in this cage is a game changer. It's built into the cage. So it's a regular NATO rail, but if you have the HawkLock, your HawkLock accessories will just slide straight in with no extra piece like I have on that. I can literally just take this and then slide this bad boy on. We're good to go.
And so one of the other cool things is, like, for example, if you were to purchase the handle for this cage, right, and it comes with that bracket, I don't know how often you do vertical videos, but you can get that bracket, put it on the top of your camera, and then you'd be able to slide the side handle onto the top of the camera and handheld a vertical rig.
That's sick.
Yeah. And so let me see. So Navon's got a funny question for you. Would you recommend this tripod to little leg Tommy?
You know what? Even a tripod like this, little leg Tommy could handle. So I would say this definitely, this probably the only tripod little leg Tommy could carry, just because it's lightweight, but it's strong. So if we're being honest, that's what I say. Yeah, you know, small leg Tommy can handle it.
Let's go. Nice. And then that's it. I've caught up to the and then Navon started laughing. So yeah, and then he gave us some hearts. Thank you. Everybody should
Appreciate
start
the
saying
support, y'all. Thank you for watching. I don't know if we're almost. Oh no, we're right on time. That's perfect. Yeah.
Sweet, yeah.
If there's no more questions, honestly, like SmallRig, just a disclaimer, SmallRig didn't pay me for this. They reached out, they asked like, hey, I was already interested in reviewing the TRIBEX tripod. So that was an easy yes for me. But as far as coming up here and telling y'all what I think about it, that's all on me. They didn't pay me for that. Just giving y'all my honest opinion, but there will be a more in-depth review. And so I'm going to do some more tests with it, especially weight tests. We know that it can carry a lot of weight with the legs. I'm more so going to want to test that center bracket. I want to test whether these, like the areas where you can tighten it, if that stuff strips, stuff like that. So I'll have a more in-depth review. Consider this a first impressions. And the HawkLock, game changer. That's it. That's all I got.
Sweet. Awesome. Well, yeah, thanks everybody for tuning in.
They giving these away, y'all. I'm telling you. Right now, the CEO of SmallRig is watching this video and he's probably like, you know what? Justin's got a point. We need to double the price. It's a RGB 60-watt battery powered light. What's the CRI?
We're way above.
Is it like 97?
97?
Yeah.
So I mean on the 60B, we actually had a gaffer in Australia, like full on spectrometer test and everything, so in old school film gelling.
100.
Yeah, in old school film gelling, like you would need to use like an eighth of like a green or magenta, you know, filter to like correct the coloring on it. He couldn't even use those because the color was just that accurate. Like from like every single individual dim to every individual color temperature shift.
It's a steal. I think the price for what you get, and this is the 100 watt that has the built-in V-mount battery. Not built-in V, but built-in V-mount battery plate. So you literally slap a V-mount on it and you're ready to roll. This is also a game changer. I'm so sick of having the dongles and like you gotta hook up. I'm tired of that. I want something where it's all about efficiency. I'm telling you, slap this onto my stand, slide my battery, I'm ready to roll. Or what's even better than that is just put it on the stand and you're good to go. 60 watts straight out the box, flip it on, app support, RGB, you're good to go. Like that's all you gotta worry about.
I mean, you could even put them on magic arms because they have quarter 20s with area locking in them. So yeah, absolutely. There you go. And so yeah, you can even put those on a clamp on an arm and just put it somewhere where you can't reach or where a light stand would be, you know, a foot traffic hazard, you know?
Yep. And y'all heard it first. SmallRig actually just said that they're going to give me 20 of these. So, super dope, guys. We'll see you next time.
All right, you guys. All right, talk to y'all soon. And then also Brad McMillan, if you have any technical questions on this, please feel free to reach out to us on Instagram at smallrig.us. And then I'll obviously you guys follow Justin Porter at Justin Porter.
Follow me at Justin Porter Media. I just did a Christmas special. We're giving away some dope Christmas stuff. So if you're interested in that, check out this my Blanta Christmas guide on my channel, Justin Porter Media. Just a little plug since I'm on Adorama's joint real quick. But yeah, follow me everywhere. I love to connect. I love filmmaking. Love to talk gear questions, regardless if it's out of my tax bracket or not. I don't care. I love it. I love to talk about it. So if you ever got questions and just want to nerd out about some stuff, I'm your guy. Let's do it.
Absolutely. Thank you guys so much. And I guess we'll just go ahead and